We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. A lot has changed since these two met in Super Bowl 34, and off we go between the Rams and Titans. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. To throw is Ward. Throwing to start the drive. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come because they're blitzing to start this ball game, and it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
Now a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Ward. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Ward from the gun on 3rd down. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
One of the things we always talk about heading into a game, who's going to set the tone early, and very early on here, we're seeing a defense is showing they're going to continue to break pressure.
They smelled that early 3-and-out, brought the pressure, and the hit forced the incompletion. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Here's Smith to return it. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10. At the 45. On play action, they'll throw. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Sebastian Joseph Day breaking through for the sack.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Stafford now to throw. It's caught. Smith. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
Here's Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and it'll be Titan football. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Gonna run again here with Pollard. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Oh, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. That's Byron Young, who ranged in that time and stopped him for a loss.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Middle of the field to Jefferson. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Ward. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Tyler Lockett, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Titans are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. First run now for Kyron Williams. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He gets this to Devontae Adams. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
In motion, the tight end. Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 27-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Again, it's Stafford. That is caught at the 7-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Stafford. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. To throw is Stafford. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Puka Nacua, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams are an extra point away from drawing level. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
A nice throw from the rookie out of Miami, and it's going to be good for a 1st down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Back to throw now on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Second and 10. Back to throw. Ward. This pass complete to Pollard on the out route. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. They toss it down to Pollard. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now Ward from the gun on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. These two teams all tied after 1. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession. The offense on third down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
They go play action here on first down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Ward now. Gonna throw on 3rd and goal. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. Sly able to put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Yeah, that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a play fake it at Stafford. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. Here's Ethan Evans now. This is taken at the 23. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Titans getting set and ready to go here for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Ward. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. A very quick pass to Ridley. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Left side complete to Lockett. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down. Back to throw. Ward returning right back to Lockett. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Short throw taken in by Okonkwo. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2. They'll run left with Pollard, and it's a fumble. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Titans first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Running right, it's Pollard. Oh, nice move. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. From 4 yards out, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Rams now coming out on the field. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Back to throw, Stafford. That's quickly to Atwell on a slant. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes
Stafford now to throw. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And Higbee going to have a Rams first down as he'll get this up to midfield. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
that was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
A first carry now. This is Williams. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. Screen play set up for Williams. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screen play is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now Stafford. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. 2-2 Atwell from 8 yards out. And the Rams get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Titans going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. Here's Ward, throwing to start the drive. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The Titans now just about ready to take over, as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Ward. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this 3rd quarter. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. Well, Charles, in that first half we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Now a 2nd and 2. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
He hits Adams, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 28. That one goes for 24 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Williams going to get it again on second down. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 51 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. He showed his shiftiness and his explosion to take him all the way down near the goal line.
Love that description, and it creates momentum. Maybe you hand it to him again since he's got it going, or do you fake it to him and throw it to a teammate? Right now, the options are wide open.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
Stafford. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Credit the sack there to Arden Key.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the 2nd half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Option play, here's Pollard. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the 2nd half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Here's Pollard again. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. 2nd and 5. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun, Ward. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Back to throw, Ward. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing is Stafford. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Stafford. That is caught. He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Puka Nacua, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams have moved out in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. A tackle that time by Akello Witherspoon.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Second and 6. Complete. Jefferson the target. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Pollard, he'll take it up the gut. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Here's 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Ward. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 32-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Ward. This one caught by Ridley. And that's good for a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw is Ward. Off play action. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Van Jefferson from 17 yards out. And the Titans are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And we got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll look to Williams to begin things. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
From the 50, it's Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
To throw is Stafford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Now Stafford. Caught on the right side by Adams. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. And everybody thinking about the possible field goal on 4th. It would be 58 yards from here. Following the penalty, it's Williams. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, "We don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision."
Here comes the Rams punter now as he's on to kick it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Ward throwing to start the drive. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Again to Calvin Ridley, and he's got it once more. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
From the 34-yard line, here's second down and 3. Now a give here to Pollard. And this is going to be a Titans first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Looking to throw. Ward And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
The Titans on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Ward. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Over the middle, he has Okonkwo. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And the question now, can they get closer on 3rd down? A field goal from here, you're looking at right about a 52-yarder. Back to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Titans first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Got to try and go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. He was brought down by Troy Reeder.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range, gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. They begin the drive with Williams. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They try the left side here with Williams. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
This 2nd and 4. They'll try the air now with Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 18. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Now it's Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Stafford now to throw. Touchdown, Rams. 4th touchdown pass of the game for Matthew Stafford. And the Rams have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Now Ward throwing to start the drive. This complete to Lockett. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Second and a couple. Looking to throw. Ward swinging this out for Pollard. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo. Pushing his way through. And he takes it all the way down to the 3.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
Pollard. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Second down, goal to go. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. All right, shift now to the Tennessee defense here. They've been put in a little bit of a tough spot here with the ball already across midfield, partner.
And I think this is where you actually ramp up your aggressiveness on defense. You don't just sit back and let the offense do the dictating. You've got to go after them a little bit because you're already in a bad spot due to field position. You can't let them have any more.
Aggression might be the key. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Here's a 2nd and 7. Stafford. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first. And they are knocking on the door of field goal range now. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get, all right, 300? That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
It's caught here by Adams. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They come up now on 2nd and 2. On the counter, here's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. A big play here. Crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. Now it's Stafford. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's taking a big risk at this late stage. They're not thinking field goal, though. They wanted to leave no doubt on that one. So they took the shot at the end zone, but it winds up incomplete.
Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Now the Titans getting set to go. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. So it's the Titans who will control the football first here in overtime as we're back underway. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And now a fake there on the jet sweep as they'll give to Pollard. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, we all know that an offense coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Going to run again here with Pollard. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Opening drive of overtime. Both teams will get a possession, barring a defensive score. Here's 2nd down. Now a first throw here in overtime. Left side complete to Lockett. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing this at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it well.
Yeah, starting to put together a nice drive. And that is incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath.
And boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it, all right? I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 31, here's 2nd and 2. Off play action. Ward. That's dumped off to Pollard. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he will have a Titans first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
They'd been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 23, here's 2nd down and 7. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. Off the play fake. Ward. He finds his man, Pollard. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to make it 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. Operating from the gun. Ward. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego, because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call. But when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to them. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
Tyler Lockett was the target there. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
A bit of extra pressure now for this one on Joey Sly. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. Sly able to put this one through, and they have regained the lead. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
Fighting through at the 25. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
3 points here are a must. A touchdown would win it. Here's second down. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Stafford with his first throw of OT. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Now a 3rd and 6. Here's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. And here's your ball game, down 3 in overtime, but they're going for this thing on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Another one in the books for us, partner. Always great to be by your side. And look, both offenses, both defenses had some moments in this one, but I think you would agree these coaching staffs are also going to have some stuff to clean up on film.
Absolutely, partner. And let's face it, any game we get to watch from up here, it's going to be a blast. Do we want to get a real job? Absolutely not. Let's keep watching the NFL all season long.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Titans are winners here as we say so long from Nashville.